Hello, everyone. This is Tina from Tina's Workshop, and this is episode 70. It is August 30th, and I am late in doing my video. I was not feeling well the last couple of days, so nothing got recorded. Last couple of days, I also didn't do any knitting or crocheting, so you know I wasn't feeling good. It is currently 87 degrees, but it got up to at least 100 today. I think my truck said 102 at one point. So warm day, and it's almost 8 o'clock at night and it's still 87, so still warm. um, I have a little something I would like to chat about. As you guys, I'm sorry, I keep saying but it's, when your brain just starts like, wait, what is this we're talking about? Those of you who've been with me for a while, you know I worked really hard to get to my 1,000 subscribers, and I'm at just over 1,300 subscribers. And I thank you to each and every one of you that have subscribed to me over the last few years. And I have, hello, you want to come say hello to everybody? Say hello. This is Ranch. Say hi, Ranch. This is my son's kitten. Isn't he cute? I worked really, really hard though to get to those 1,000 subscribers. And one of my big things for wanting to get to that specific number is once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you can start being monetized. Well, that's partially true. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within the last 365-day period. My watch hours have not been increasing. What's even worse, and what has been honestly getting me down, is my viewership is also decreasing. Every week, I'm only getting about 30 to 50 views on my videos. And with 1,300 subscribers, just from my subscribers alone, I should get a lot more views, and I'm only getting 30 to 50 views. So either people are not enjoying what I'm doing, but I'm thinking they are because they're not unsubscribing. The bigger thing is I think the YouTube algorithm is not pushing my videos out to my subscribers for some reason. And I have no idea why. And it is so disheartening and so discouraging when I look and I see it'll be like 10 hours after I've uploaded a video and there's like 4 views on it. And it really does kind of get you down. You try to not let it, but it does. It's just hard when you think you're doing something that people are enjoying, or you're hoping that people are enjoying. I enjoy doing it. One of the biggest reasons I do it, my son made that very clear to me when I started my channel. Mom, make sure you're enjoying it. And if you're never not enjoying it, don't do it. So I still really enjoy doing this. But the only thing I can think is that one, make sure you click notify so that you'll know my video goes up, and maybe share my videos or my channel to other people. And hopefully the more that people start clicking on things, it'll start getting pushed out in the algorithm, because I just don't know what's happening. And it's very sad. But that was a cat bowl that I think the dog found or something. I don't know. I don't know if you heard that. It was loud. On to why you're all here. I keep saying, I am so sorry, and I will try to edit as many of them out as I can when I go to edit. I have absolutely no finished objects this week. None. I was busy all day Wednesday. I was busy all day Thursday. I was pretty much asleep all day Friday before I ended up in the ER, because like I said, I wasn't feeling good. And today, Saturday, I haven't had a chance to work on anything either. And I'm trying to think back. I got to work a little bit on Tuesday. So yeah, I've been working on things and have new cast-ons, but I have not had the chance to finish anything. So we are going straight to works in progress. And I am going to go get a prop that I need for my first one. Okay, this is honey mustard to be exact. So the other one I showed you was ranch, and this is honey mustard. Oh, really? And you can't totally tell in this light, but I swear she has more of a pink color. She's also very skitty-ish and a scaredy cat. What, you can't find your Bubba or your daddy? So ranch is my son's, and this is his girlfriend's. Yeah, yeah. Okay, go. So I needed my prop because my first work in progress has very little done to it. That's all that there is at the moment. But I am doing, they're crying for each other now. I'm doing this cute little kitten pattern. So this is, I want to do a couple different ones. And I think I told you guys a while back I wanted to do them. And I decided I would do this one first because my son's girlfriend's getting ready to go away to college. She's also planning to bring her kitten with her. Don't know how that's going to work because she's very attached to my son's cat and to my son. But I'm using this white yarn that I have no idea what it is. I got it from somebody. It's wool. I can tell by the feel. And I am using my chicken bag made by me. Ah, there it is. This is the yarn I'm using for her fur. And it is called Glazed Donut, and it's Emma's yarn. And it's 100% superwash merino and nylon. So it's a regular sock yarn. And it's a really nice color for doing her. And then I actually, my husband got me these cutest little totes, and I took one of them, and I have been putting all my yarns to make the kittens or the chickens and stuff like that, so they have these more realistic different colors. So like when I go to do my cat, who's all black, I got some nice black yarn. I had also gotten this one for her, but my other son said, Mom, I think the other one's a little bit better. I liked this one though too. It's very light. And I had also gotten a darker one. So I used the in-between one. But so this is my little animal stash. And jumping ahead a little bit to acquisitions, I bought these Flexi Flips finally. I feel kind of stupid because I never paid attention to information on them. And I couldn't understand, why is there only 3? You always need 4 or 5 double points. So why is there only 3? And then I watched a video how you use Flexi Flips. You only need 3 instead of 5. And I went, I'm such an idiot. So I bought some because you guys know I hate the double points. I use these big long circulars so I can avoid it because I can't stand them being up and in my way. And with the Flexi Flips, they're flexible like that, and you don't have to use as many. And while you're working, you can push them out of your way. So I just ordered these. They came in yesterday, and I am going to, on my next row, switch the cat onto these. So I'm really excited about trying that out and hopefully making it that much easier for me, because I'm always afraid of my needles, words. I'm always afraid of the stitches falling off of the needles while I'm working them, and then they get in my way, and yeah. So got that, gonna work on that. Can't wait to see it finished, and then maybe make some others. There's that dastardly word again. I wonder how many times I've said it so far. I might have to count. Wow. Hi, Ranch. He's back. Octave Shawl by D. O'Keefe. I've gotten a little bit, well, since you saw it last, actually, I've gotten quite a bit done. I was really enjoying this, and it was the only thing I was working on until I picked up and started the cat, and then the same day decided to start another project too. So this one is in a little bag made by a friend of mine. And hi, sweetie. Hello. Hi. He is going to make, that's my yarn. He's going to make an appearance in an upcoming video because he decided to have a blast while I was using my Yarn Swift. And, you know, come on, it was just so cute. So I will make sure there's timestamps so people can skip it if they want to, or just watch it. Ooh, sorry, bud. Okay, so Octave Shawl. The last time you guys saw it, I was right there. So I've done this much since you saw it last. So I am getting, hey, you're sitting on my keyboard. You can't sit on my keyboard. Well, it is now 10 o'clock at night, 77 degrees, but 10 o'clock at night, and I've been sitting here editing my video and just realized that when Ranch sat on the keyboard, he shut my video off and I didn't realize it. So I kept on going, but I wasn't recording. So now I have to pick up where I left off and finish recording. I was like, I can't believe I laughed so hard. I found it very funny. Let's find my list that I was using earlier and see where I was at. I'm still saying 10 o'clock at night, I'm still saying I was talking about the Octave Shawl. And for the most part, I think I had shown it to you. It is, I haven't moved the stitch marker yet either, so there we go. So I have really been enjoying this, and it just every, couple rows you increase by 1 stitch. And I think the colors are really pretty on this. It's kind of an antique-y color. Wait, the needles just poked through. It's got this antique-y color to it. It's a Comfort and Joy yarn, color work number 1. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. And my sister-in-law is making noises. Honestly, I'm going to crack up if you guys could hear what she was saying coming down the stairs, because she knows I was having to record. She just listened to my whole hysterical laughter. So it serves her right if you can actually hear it. Not that it wasn't anything bad, but it's just kind of funny. Anyway, Octave Shawl, showed you the cats already. And then there's 2 more. And hopefully I remember to tell you everything that I was actually saying earlier. Another chicken bag made by me. This one has the Florence hat by Eleanor Mortensen. So Junction Fiber Mill is doing a Rhinebeck knit along, similar to the Andrea Mowry sweater, but last year they started doing their own knit along with a pattern that was designed just for them. And this year it is the Florence sweater. And last week they put out, it's the Eleanor Mortensen has designed this specifically for them. So she has now designed a hat to go along with it. So if you didn't want to do the whole sweater, you could just do a hat. And I'm kind of a chicken about trying to do another knitted garment. And I'm not actually going to get to go to Rhinebeck. I would love to go to Rhinebeck, but I know this year I'm not going to Rhinebeck. So I'm not going to be there to wear it with everybody else. And I don't wear sweaters that much unless they open in the front because I get too hot. And honestly, you guys know I don't wear hats that much, but I was like, the hat would be fun to do because it's pretty. So I decided to do it. Well, now the dog wants out. Excuse me. You know, you get interrupted and then you lose your train of thought. Okay, so in the pattern, I've mentioned before, I get aggravated with patterns when they don't give you a yarn weight. And I understand when they're making it for a specific yarn, and that's great. But years down the road, if that yarn's no longer available and you come across the pattern and you don't know what the yarn weight was of that yarn, it makes it really hard when you're trying to figure out the pattern. And that's the way this one is written specifically for the Junction Fiber Mill yarns, and they have beautiful yarns, but I am trying to use yarns from my stash and not buy new yarns right now. So I went on and figured out what the yarn weight was. It is sport weight. So I went through my yarns, found the yarn I wanted to use, and that other video I was telling you would be coming out featuring the cat, that's going to be on this, because this yarn's kind of a nightmare. It is a beautiful yarn. Love the colors, love the look of it, love the feel of it, but the yarn itself is a bit of a nightmare. It is 100% viscose from sugarcane. Come on, focus. Focus. You know you want to. There you go. And the colors are 5164 and 3279. So sugarcane circulo. I bought this about a year ago, and some of you might remember when I bought it. And I thought these colors would be great with this pattern and the two different colors. So I thought, okay, I'm going to use this. It gives me something to finally use this yarn for. This yarn is incredibly, incredibly splitty and incredibly, incredibly slippery. You can see here, this was my tail. See how split that is? And as I tried to cake it up off of the Swift, and it started to yarn barf right off the top of the cake. So then I'm trying to get it pulled out of that. So I've got some on the Swift and some barfed out and some in the cake, and I start wrapping it in a ball. Well, if you put too much pressure on the strand as you're wrapping, it starts to push and split. So you can see how squishy my ball is because I had to wrap it so delicately. But I finally got that done. I started working. This is where I'm at so far, and actually did a twist. What is it? I just lost the word for it. Sorry. It should be right there. Knit. Tubular cast on. Went out of my head. Tubular cast on. First time I had done it. So that's what I did on here. I did the tubular cast on. And that's where I'm at. Now, as far as the size goes on this hat, I didn't do a swatch. I never do swatches for hats. And I thought about it on this one. But I also thought about what a nightmare this yarn was going to be to do that with. And I thought, no, the three sizes, they have a small, medium, and large. The small is a head circumference of 18.9 inches. Medium is 19.7 inches, and the large is 20.5 inches. And mine is 22 inches. And Hi. Um, he had a toy in his mouth and he was still meowing. Hi, you're back? Please don't turn off my video this time. So I thought, okay, if I do the large size, if anything, it should be too small. I wasn't really worried about it being too big. It should be too small because it's made for 20.5 and I'm wanting it 22 and I like my hats loose anyway. So I just decided to do the large. But as I've been working it, and I haven't measured like this, and I'll kind of stretch it, try and pop it on, but you know, the needles are there holding it. And looking at it, I don't know if it's going to end up being kind of large, but I'm just going to go for it anyway. I mean, often will I probably wear it, knowing me. I better go see if the dog wants back in. I'll be back. So it's words. It's going to be a pretty hat, I think. I have been having to be careful when I'm doing my stitches so I don't split it, paying attention, and sometimes having to pull back out of the stitch and do it again to make sure I don't split it. So there will be a video going along with this one, just in the sense of using this type of yarn and what the full experience is. So there'll be more details in that. But that is the second thing I cast on. And right now I'm working lots of ribbing. So it's ribbing, but it's still kind of vanilla knitting. I'm not having to pay attention to the chart yet, but it's only a 2-color chart. So that'll be nice. And the design, there's not a whole lot of long spaces in it that you're having to catch your yarn. So that one is a work in progress. So one other. I did not bring the bag out for this next one because it's too big. It just sits there by my bed. It is my mindless evening crochet, my Blair Anthel blanket by Marian Mitchell. And I have not done a whole lot, but I have done a little bit. It's so pretty. So I was right there. So I've just done that much. And it's getting a little bit bigger and it's so pretty. And what, you like the strings? Huh? I'll be glad when it gets just a little bit bigger so you can be cozy under it while you're working. And yes, it's very hot, and I'm talking about being cozy under a blanket, but we always have the air conditioner on. And if it's not cold downstairs, it's going to be really hot upstairs because it's like 10 to 20 degrees hotter upstairs. So we try to keep the downstairs colder, which I actually shut off most of my vents downstairs, just trying to push that air up. So I will walk in from outside where it's hot and it'll be nice and cold in here, and then I cuddle up under my blankets while I'm working. So that one is getting there. It's so pretty and cozy and I like it. So those are the only works in progress I have. I have not worked on this one, the Queen's Anne's lace, that I'm spinning. I have not gotten any more done on that. Hi, you are just wanting to be all in this tonight, huh? Oh, I set some things away already because I thought I had this all recorded, but somebody made sure that didn't happen. I got in the mail and I had my Into the World. And you may remember, I canceled my subscription to Into the World. I love it. I've just been trying to use things out of my stash, be it yarn that's already spun or fleece that I need to spin, and then yarn from what I have spun that needs to get used. So I was like, okay, I need to not do it for a while, but I do really like getting their stuff. So I canceled it, and I know they canceled it, but I went up in my mailbox. I was very pleasantly surprised to see it, but I need to send them a message to make sure that they did actually cancel it. But it is called Glimmer this month, and it is Welsh. And I did, when I was recording this earlier, I got out my Fleece and Fiber source book to look it up. And it's a very coarse fleece, has lots of guard hairs in it, and very pretty. Okay, so 219. I remember what page it was on, 219. And it's a very coarse fleece, which is not good for anything against the skin, but works really nicely if you're in a cold climate and you need something really warm, an outer garment or something with the coarser fleeces really keeps the warmth in. But otherwise, then it's best for tapestries, rugs, bags, things that aren't going to be against your skin. So like when I did the Icelandic and I did the rug with it, it's a very coarse fiber, feels amazing under your feet. So this is a very coarse fiber, and I had a bit of the staple length out earlier. Where is it? There it is. So here's the staple length. So it's got a really long staple length. Might even, oh, I was gonna say I might spin it from the fold, but with the colors, I don't know that I will. But here is the sheep it is from. That's a Welsh. This is a Welsh mountain sheep. And he's so cute. So very cute. But you can see when you look at this, see all those scraggly pieces? That's the guard hairs and stuff in this that are very, very itchy. But it's going to be fun to spin. It doesn't feel itchy in your hands. It doesn't feel itchy under your feet because you've got thicker skin there. It's when you put it up here against your skin that you're just going to be like, oh, this is that whole thing of wool is itchy, wool is bad. But if it's used in the right way, I mean, it's a beautiful colorway. And that's one of the great things about Into the World is every month it's 1 month I got one that had a blend, but generally like 90% of the time it is 100% a certain sheep breed. So you get to experience all these different kinds of breeds that you might not experience normally. So it will be really fun to work. I'm still getting my Paradise Fibers, and I have my affiliate link, and a number of you have used it. Thank you very, very much. It really, really means a lot, and it helps me out. So I have that, and I really like Into the World. It is great. It's very no nonsense and basic. You get 4 ounces of fleece of a different sheep in a fun color each month. That's it. So those, well, are almost my only acquisitions. The only other acquisition I have is my new glasses. I just got them in yesterday, green. And I wanted something with, what was the word I was using earlier? Personality. I wanted something with personality. So you think I accomplished personality? I tried. So I like them. So those are my acquisitions. Not very much. I have been trying to behave myself. And hubby's been working on looms for Lambtown. And then I said, you gotta take a break on the looms. You gotta get more spindles done. So he started working on some more spindles yesterday. But that's been about it. Life stuff, other than being really busy and not feeling well for a couple days, there's nothing interesting. My guild meeting starts again this next week after our summer break, so it'll be fun seeing all my fiber friends. But otherwise, yep, just adulting, appointments, paying bills, going to meetings, taking care of the household, adulting. And then any chance I get, playing with my fiber. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. If you've made it this far, leave me a green heart in honor of my glasses. And please leave me a comment. I like hearing comments. I like responding to them. If you have ideas of things you would either like to see me do or things that might help the algorithm see me, let me know. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, notify. Have an amazing weekend, a great week, and we'll see y'all again soon. Bye.